Hey everybody, what's up? This is another one of my Lost podcasts. So if you guys aren't into Lost, you can why don't you leave a comment, say you stopped by, and thanks for stopping by. If you guys do get into Lost, this is about episode 408 called Meet Kevin Johnson. I'm going to talk openly and freely about this, so spoiler alert about Lost episode 408. Wow, this was a great episode. I did not have a chance to watch it last night, so I had to watch it this morning on the ABC.com feed. And I can't believe how fast the episode went. I thought it was cool how they used the convention of the flashback. Kind of the whole story was a flashback, the whole Michael story, that is. I think we've seen something like this once or twice before. I'm thinking of the one story where we saw the other survivors of the plane when they introduced Ana Lucia and things like that, and Mr. Echo back in season 2, where it was kind of a flashback up until this point. And it was cool to see Michael's flashback. It starts out, he's on, I don't know where he is. He was trying to kill himself, and he was in this old car, so I couldn't tell the time frame of it. In fact, the time frame was after he recently got off the island. What I noticed right away, just like the Jack story, is he's unhappy again, and he's back to his old unhappy life. He tried to kill himself. He's just miserable. He can't be with his son. He can't be with Walt, which is just like when he was off the, before he got on the island. So that was really interesting. The timeline, I tried to figure out right away. And I noticed there were Christmas decorations up when he visited his mom. Now, a couple episodes ago, we know that we know that Saeed and Desmond are on the boat on Christmas Eve. The whole Desmond Penny story. So, if you follow through before the freighter happened, before the girl who landed, before Naomi crash landed on the island, this all took place right up until that point. So the beginning of this flashback had to be about somewhere in the middle of season 3. Which would make sense that Michael has just shortly been off the island, because he got to leave the island at the end of season 2. So once I figured that out, when Tom shows up from the others, at first I'm like, is Tom a ghost? What's going on here? Because we saw Libby as a ghost. But no, the timeline, if you follow back, this is before Hurley killed Tom, or did Sawyer killed Tom? Hurley ran over people, but that whole thing at the end of season 3. So that explains the timeline. Like I said, it was very interesting that once again, Walt and Michael aren't together. You see Walt up, in the room, and he can't be with his dad. And this time you find out that he's riddled with guilt for killing Ana Lucia and Libby. And he shared this with Walt. Really good stuff. Tom comes and finds him out. Now, this is interesting that the others somehow have access on and off the island. We saw that with, I believe, Ethan when he went to get Juliet. I think it was Ethan. They have the ability somehow to get on and off this island relatively easy. Now, could that have been before? That was in season 2 when Locke blew up the submarine. So I don't know if that was before they had the submarine or not. But regardless, Tom comes and finds Michael, and Tom tells the whole story, just like the captain of the ship did last week, about Widmore owning the freighter, about Widmore setting up the crash of 815 to make it look like it crashed in the middle of the ocean with 324 corpses. I didn't talk about that last week. I completely forgot about it, and I find it fascinating and really cool that they introduced this element of the story at second episode this season. when we saw the people on the freighter. We saw that they had found 815 under the ocean. I'm glad they're answering the story. Now, I have heard the producers claim we're going to hear two sides of this story, that we're led to believe one thing and it might not be. So, I would warn you guys to take this Widmore planting the corpses thing with a grain of salt. Right now, though, that seems to be like the story that's all coming from Ben's camp. Ben has shared this story. Widmore, the captain of the ship, has shared it, and now Tom has shared it. So at least this is what Ben wants people to think. No, because Ben is having Michael get on the boat. This is why this is unplugged. I'm trying to figure this out too. The guy in the boat, his story, he's working for somebody else. Or is he working for Faraday? Okay, I need help with this one. But we know Ben knows it's Widmore. And actually the people on the boat say it too. So whoever they're working for. Are they working for Faraday? Okay, sorry about that. I just checked something, and what we learned last week is that the people on the boat are saying it was faked, and they're working for Widmore, but they're not saying, they're thinking Ben did this setup under the ocean. So that's where the two stories are coming in, and that's where I'm getting confused. So we know somebody set it up, and it looks like Ben is saying Widmore did it. And the people on the boat could very well just be lying about this or don't know what Widmore is capable of. It was a great story to see all the people from the freighter, Naomi, the helicopter driver, I forget his name, the rugged-looking guy, Miles, to see all these people kind of before they get in the island. It was interesting we didn't see Faraday yet or Charlotte. And so you hear this whole story, and then Saeed rats him out, and it's understandable. Saeed thinks he's a traitor. So it's very interesting how this turned out. Okay, then we had the smaller story with Alex, Russo, and Carl. Ben tells them, go to temple, be safe. If they find out you're my daughter, they'll use that against you. Carl says something, they joke about their similarities. He smiles. The second he smiled, I'm like, he's a goner. He is a goner. And all of a sudden you start hearing these arrows, shoots his water glass or whatever, pop glass. Carl gets shot. I'm going, oh my God, oh my God. They said somebody's going to die. I didn't think it was going to be him. And then Russo gets shot. And then Alex is like, stop, I am Ben's daughter. Now, we saw a couple episodes ago, Ben sent Goodwin to his death. Did he do the same thing with Russo and Carl? He's not a fan of Carl. We know that. Did he do something, send him to their death, knowing and giving orders, don't shoot my daughter? Or did they do something? Was he genuinely trying to be safe? And is somebody trying to get a hold of his daughter? Or get Ben through Alex, and that would make sense too. Was there somebody else on the island? Is somebody from the freighter? They're trying to get Ben too. There seems like there's a Ben Widmore war going on. Okay, I am just about out of time. Sorry this was a little screwy, but I'm just realizing we know for a fact somebody faked the death under the water, but I don't think we know if it's Ben or Widmore yet. And it's interesting to see that Ben is telling us that they took the corpses. So a lot of cool points. This was a great episode. Now we have 4 weeks before a new one because of the writer's strike and whatnot. So let me know if you guys, I was thinking of still doing this every week and maybe addressing viewer questions or something. Tell me what you guys think in comments, how you would like to see me push this forward without a new episode. I do this like every Friday, maybe every Saturday, do a Lost discussion. Let me know what you guys think. I'd love to carry this dialogue on for those of us craving some more Lost talk. So that's all for now. Thanks for listening and have a great weekend. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.